Yo, Kaz here. Welcome to another SuchArt video. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to be doing more of your suggestions in honor of Halloween. We're going to do some spoopy ones. Let's get into it. Alright, the first suggestion that we have today comes from Rabbi RJ. It says, I love how you make your video. Keep up the good work. And can you make a haunted house in SuchArt? You know what? I got you. There was also a follow-up comment here on the next video that we put out. It says, best SuchArt video of 2021. And I have a new idea. Make a futuristic house, but it's haunted. That sounds like an awesome idea. We're going to get right on it. So as usual, Kaz has an idea for this one. We're going to go with this 1x2 canvas. We haven't really done that yet, but I got an idea for how we're going to work this out. It's going to be good. Now, when I think futuristic, I think space. We've been doing a lot of space things lately, haven't we? But it's okay. We'll get this done, and it'll look good. So with it dry now, we're gonna see if we can make a little planet shape down here. We're gonna end up making a couple of them. All right, that's a good size. First, for this planet, we're gonna need a couple of colors. All right, we don't need to be too exact here, and you'll see why in a moment. That'll look good. And that'll look good. Let's get our planet shape. And I just realized I gotta do the opposite of that. Ah! It's okay. This is an appropriately sized planet right here. And dry it off. And not quite. I think we can do a little bit better than that. Squirt a little bit more of that down there. Let's add that highlight again here, huh? What would a highlight be without a shadow? Gotta have a shadow to accompany it, right? We'll put our template back on and paint around it. Hopefully it looks good now, otherwise I'm gonna have to figure out a different method. And that's a good looking planet. I'm still gonna add a little bit of this to it here. Do just a little bit in the background. That looks good. That looks good.
Genuine chef's kiss.
Can we even maybe imply something else with some of this here? I think we can. There we go. That looks good. All right, now we got to get this lower planet in. And you might be like, Kaz, what do you mean lower planet? Well, the planet that our haunted house is going to be on, Goofy.
You silly goose.
Uh-oh, tell me you're not going to stick that way. Dang it. Well, then we're going to have to borrow a trick that we used in the last episode. This time, though, we're not doing the whole painting on the ground. No, no, no. I've learned from my mistakes.
I am the smartest man alive!
Yes, really. And now that we don't have to worry about it sticking too accurately, we can make it very large. Let's try to get it just about centered. That'll do. All right, for this planet, we're going to go a little green and yellow. Green, yellow, and gray. I think that'll work. I just realized maybe we should have taped up top, huh? That'll do. I can't believe I've come to rely on the tape so much in this. I did not think that it would play that important of a role for me, but it does. Important that I have it a little green down here, and you'll see why. I kind of just want the yellow towards the edges. Still gonna put some of this on for texture. That'll work. Finally, let's vignette it a little bit here on the edges. I think that'll work. There's the roundness of our planet. That's about what we wanted anyways, right?
You betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Kaz. All right, now I want to get the colors that I want for my house here. I think we might have to go with some custom colors here. Oh boy, that's a menagerie of colors, let me tell you. Let's clean up our palettes a little bit. Start putting some of these pigments down here, huh? So we're not going to start with a pencil outline this time like we did last time. But the idea that I have here, can I raise this anymore? As far as up as it goes. Dang it. The idea that we had here is going to be something like this. Just gonna infill these basic elements first. I think I'm actually gonna do it darker on the ones to the side, just a hair. Yeah, we'll make a custom color to do those ones. There we go, that's good. I'm thinking I should have done the inside one last, but it's okay because that inner one is gonna be in the foreground. Smarty me, always gotta remember to dry it. Well, next, let's actually do my rooftop. once again, maybe should have gone a little bit darker on the outside. We're going to see if we can get some of the windows in here next. I'm going to add the stairs as well. I think I need to not do such exact shapes like this. Just saying. No, it's okay though. We can kind of Salvador Dali these windows a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. Not for the idea we're going for. All right, there we go. We can't do like the details of the wood siding on the whole house, but we can kind of imply it a little bit.
Interesting.
We also have this color to kind of do the same thing on the roof a little bit. That'll work. I mean, we want it futuristic, right? And futuristic to me implies neon. All right, now I just want to get a little bit of window treatments here. I really feel like I could have done a little bit of a better job shading the base color of the house, you know, and doing a little bit of blending, but it's really, I'll admit, it's really hard with inexact shapes like this, and especially on a small scale. If I was doing something big, it's a lot easier to do, so maybe I should have done this bigger. I don't know. Now I'm thinking there's also got to be, just like we did in a Rob Ross video, just a little bit of a path in front of the house like this. That's perfect, actually. Whew, you're really surprised that it turned out as good as it did. Now, of course, the house is going to have a little bit of plants out front, right? Just a little bit of something down here, huh? There we go. I think this actually works pretty good. Kind of implies some overgrowth here. Hey, maybe we could even make it look like some brambles, huh? All right. A few things I wanted to do here. Some sort of a fence on the property, right? Some sort of a spooky iron fence. I wish I could do something just really light to like give a shadow, you know what I mean, from the house. That would be good. But the problem is like, I can't just like lightly put something on. But what if we did this here, huh? Yeah, then with a little bit of darker color, that's actually working kind of well. I mean, kind of like, at least, it just looks like dark grass. Dang it. All right, and because the house is futuristic, remember what I said about neon? It has a neon boo sign above the door. Last few things that we're thinking here. I'm thinking of two more things to add. One is going to be a spooky ghost coming out the window. And not just one. We gotta have one that's already out here too. I think those are some spooky ghosts. And then the last thing we need, because realistically, not realistically, but realistically, how would people possibly survive on this, right? Well, that's because they're under a bubble. Just a nice little bubble. Glass dome. That's what I meant. In space! Or, you know, a spooky forest. Slap a ciggy on this thing. And finally, there we go. Futuristic haunted house, submitted by Rabbi RJ. Rabbi RJ, thank you so much for the suggestion. I had a blast painting this one and learned quite a bit of new techniques that I'm going to use on future paintings. So I hope you enjoy it. And without further ado, let's move on to the next one. The next piece of art that we have comes from Britta C. On a previous painting, she said, favorite so far. My painting suggestion, since it's spooky season, would be Michael Myers. You know what? I got you, Britta. So because we'll have a little bit more room for details, let's go with the larger painting this time. I'm going to do a square one here. Let me throw the base image up on screen that we're going to try to copy here. So that's what we're going to try to do on this fine, big old piece of white canvas here. So first off, we're going to need some of this background here, and I think we're going to need some dark blues, but we're going to need to mix them with a little bit of gray. I think that'll be good. So let's see if we can roller the background here with this here, huh? Boy, blending on a big canvas is kind of hard. I think that actually looks pretty good. But one little thing I want to do if I'm able to, because there are kind of trees out here, so I kind of want to imply those a little bit if we can. But because that is going to be so much in the background, we want to fade it a little bit. I got an idea. Actually worked out quite nice, I think. Turned out a little bit more purple than I wanted, but you know what? That's okay, because we're actually going to give it a little bit of a green vignette. Not only is it complementary, but it'll also help imply that shadow of a background. If you can't tell, I like doing vignettes a lot. I mean, even if you look at all of my my thumbnails, you know, I kind of have vignettes on all of them. It's a really useful trick to, you know, make what's in the foreground pop out. That actually looks really good. Woo! I'm actually going to go one lighter just for a little bit over here because there was a little bit of vegetation there in our original. That'll do. Now, for probably the hardest part here is we have to make Sir Michael Myers himself. I regretted doing this in the last in the last drawing, doing a pencil outline. But you know what? We're going to try it again, and hopefully Kaz is a little bit better. First, let's try this background. All right, then we'll take a step back here and figure out where we want all the elements. Go ahead right about here. Just going to make a line for it here, shoulder to shoulder. Torso is going to end about here. The arm will extend to about here. Straight up, the hand clutching, and the knife. This arm about equal distance there. Just hang straight down. And then hand will be like so. There we go. Obviously, he's going to be a little bit thicker than this, but so I'm kind of drawing the what for sure is going to be the innermost lines on him. Get out of here, pencil. Okay, I actually better put that back before I lose it. There we go. So for Michael, I think what I want to try to do is put his base shape in the blue that we're going to be doing, and then I think I'm going to put all the shadows on with a palette knife. I think that's what we're going to do. So for the base blue, we're going to do this, but I still think that's going to be a little bit more saturated than we want, right? It's really not going to be that much more different than the background, I think. Let's actually go like this. Now let's see if we can make it a little bit more gray. That won't pop out that much more. Maybe it will. So we'll start at the bottom here. I had a good idea for how to do this one. I'm really hoping that this is going to turn out. I probably should have done the head first, to be honest. But let's get this base color down, and then we'll do the head. And then after that, we'll worry about doing the shadows. A little bit further down than I wanted there, but you know what? I think that'll work. I think that'll be okay. This actually should be quite a bit wider, but that's going to be mostly shadow on that side. Let's just see if we can infill all this. Boy, this is going to end up quite a bit more purple than I wanted. This whole painting's ending up pretty purple. I hope that's okay, Britta. We're treating this one as kind of a learning experience. We're both learning the most effective ways to make like shadows on garments and things in SuchArt. Because I don't know. I mean, I haven't done something like this yet. You guys have seen my paintings. I just know I definitely don't want to get into a rut of doing, you know, the exact same style for every painting. Although I am pretty adept at making graffiti style. So I'm probably going to use that on some twists on future paintings. Not this one, but some future ones. The good news is, since there are folds in the garment and whatnot, I'm not too worried if I'm like following the lines exactly. As long as I basically go bigger and cover the whole area, I'm fine. Except for like that. Now for this head, I feel like we're going to need, I mean, what? Probably some white and a few different colors of gray. Oh, I don't want to throw that back. Oh man, I'm nervous about this part, yo. It's okay. Basic neck shape. Should we do the whole head? I mean, there is the hairline. Let's just go with the hairline. We'll do the hair right after this. And you know, he got a thick old neck. Up a little bit higher. How about like that? There we go. Alright, this one I want to be a little bit more careful in filling. Maybe I could have picked a slightly larger brush though. I'll just hit up all the outline with this brush, and then we'll go with the thicker one. Should we try to use a palette knife to make the shadows on the head too? Maybe. Let's see how it goes on the garment first. Now the real tough thing about actually doing the hair is that he's actually backlit in the photo that I'm using, meaning that there's kind of a white outline around everything, you know, kind of implying a glow, especially in the fringes of his hair. Because in all actuality, the hair actually like goes down to here. Let's actually do that, even though I'm not gonna like infill all this all the way. It doesn't quite look right. I can't put my finger on it, but the shape of it maybe is down a little bit further in front there. There we go. I think that looks good. Now, oddly, I want to see if I can take a little bit of that, make a new color out of it. Because that brown really stands out against everything else. So we're gonna... I know it's odd, but we're going to try to put some hairlines in here, maybe with a little bit more of a purple shade to kind of match the tone of the rest of the painting. Now to give that soul glow, I was thinking maybe if I can do this. This is actually something I kind of thought about doing, like while I was going to sleep one night. I was like, dude, I bet I can use that method to kind of make the glow around his head. Yeah, see, I think of things.
You a genius.
Because, I mean, it's practically impossible, you know, to make curves. But you know what? Curves are really just a culmination of a bunch of straight lines. And I can still go back over those edges with that same color brown. Haha, see? Kaz thinking here. This is going to be a lot of tape to take off. But you know what? It'll be worth it. At least I really, really hope so. So we need it starting from right about here. Put a little dot here so I know where I need to make these. So from right about here to right about over there. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about this part. I wish this worked like actual spray paint. You know what I mean? Like, it's really close. Oh, I think I went way too far down on that one. That's okay. Boy, that spray paint dries pretty fast, man, I'll tell you what. Well, we went down a little bit too far on this side, but you know what, that's okay. Let's take the tape off. Fast forward. Voila. Actually turned out pretty good. All right, so let's see if we can mix a little bit of this darker blue now that we're going to use for the shadows. Actually really nervous about using this method, so we'll see how this goes.
6 hours later.
This part is certainly very tedious, but I feel like it'll work out. Honestly, I can see it coming together. I might just use this method for shadows, like a lot more in the future. But boy, is it time consuming. At least on a very large scale canvas like this it is. But look at us, learning different techniques together. That's what it's all about, right? If you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And please do like this video if you're getting any sort of enjoyment out of it. I do appreciate it. Each and every like, comment, and subscription goes a long ways towards helping our channel grow. We're trying to do big things here, folks. Big things indeed. So I'm actually going to switch to the larger palette knife here just for a couple of these. Yeah, because there's kind of a lot here at the bottom. And I think that would really help me out here too. I think this really especially helps for putting the textures on clothing too. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do this with a brush. So let's actually try to put some of this darker on here as well. This isn't quite black, but it's nearly black with all of its bluiness. I don't know if we're going to be able to use the same technique, to get the mask done. You know what I mean? We're going to try just because we want to have kind of a consistent, texture pattern on all the different elements of the painting. So I think it's going to be really hard, but we'll try. We'll try it. We can get some finishing touches around the collar here. I say finishing, but I'm also going to use this method to put on some highlights too. Shadows and then highlights. No, I just realized that we didn't paint the hands. Let's get that done here quick. Also, I hate painting hands. Did you know that? So we're not going to be too exact on it. Sorry. Like, I have a much easier time actually painting or drawing eyes than I do hands. So since we're not going too detailed on the hands, I'm literally just going to draw the shadow of some of the fingers. Oh God, this is looking bad. Oh, it's looking terrible. We're just going to pretend that this is a perfectly fine hand.
Imagination!
Wow, look at how good that hand is. That's incredible. Thanks, I appreciate it. Comments mean the world to me. I think for a little bit of the highlights on here, because there's not going to be much off the close, but I think that'll work. Whenever we want to do one, we'll just do it like that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the magic number. 2 blue, or 1 blue, 2 grays. Did I say that wrong? 1 blue, 2 grays. Yeah. No? I don't know. Actually, I think that's pretty good for the outfit. Now for the hardest part. I want my pencil back. Where did I put my pencil? Of course, I put my pencil away because I didn't want to lose it. And then I lose it. It's okay, we got this. That's actually pretty good. Boy, I think that even this palette knife is going to be too big though, dude. Well, let's see if we can use this at least for a little bit of it. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to have to put some almost black on this too. I like the texture that the knife adds. I mean, that's kind of why I want to keep it right now. I think we need to use maybe the lighter gray to, yeah, kind of soften up some of these a little bit here. There we go. Now that I know I can do that, let's see if we can get this nose, huh? And the brows. I think I am going to end up actually painting the black on here, but I think this will help a lot for kind of creating the shadows around the main elements. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to need this to be a little bit darker up here so that black isn't so shocking. You know what I mean? Yeah, I actually think that works much better. So let's see if we can do the same thing right there. You know, fun fact, the original Michael Myers mask was actually modeled after a William Shatner mask. You can kind of see it if you look, you know, if you look close at it. And then time for the last piece here. There's not much that we have to do on the knife for shading, but there is something. And of course, we gotta end it with a little signature. And without further ado, there we go. I actually think that turned out pretty good. Like I said before, it was a good learning experience. Well, Brittacy, I hope you are satisfied with my Michael Myers painting. I actually kind of am. I learned a lot in this. I mean, it could have ended up being a lot better, but you know what? This was really good practice for some methods I'd never used. So, as I said before, if you did like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos by yours truly. We have lots of other games that we play on the channel as well. If you have a suggestion that you'd like painted in SuchArt, though, or a suggestion for another game, leave them in the comments down below. Or you could always join our Discord as well, which is linked in the description. I'm calling it right here. Kaz is out. Peace.